What's up, guys? This is Ashley. I'm a personal trainer and weight loss coach. Today we're going to talk about how to hit your weight loss goals, how to stay on track even when you're going to go out to eat. I know eating out can be a bit intimidating when you're on a diet. You might feel like, man, I'm about to blow it. This is going to throw me all off. Don't worry, I got you covered. We're going to talk about my 5 tips for when you're eating out at a restaurant. Then I'm going to give you a few tips for if it's not such a nice restaurant type place, more of a casual place or a fast food place, how you can navigate that too. And then I'm going to give you a bonus tip at the end of the video that makes the whole thing key. If you miss the bonus tip, you may fail on some of these steps, so stay tuned for that. As always, I want to remind you about the mission of this channel. And the mission of this channel is really just to help people with their weight loss goals. That's why I'm over here recording these videos, is to help people lose weight. It's a hard struggle, and a lot of times people get a lot of misinformation, so we want to clear that up. The best way for you to be a part of that mission is to make sure you like and subscribe. You'd be surprised what a big difference that makes. So if you haven't already, like, subscribe, click the bell too. That way you'll be notified when I upload a new video every Tuesday and Friday. Let's talk about what to do when we're eating out at a restaurant. I'm going to give you 5 tips to get you through pretty much any restaurant case scenario. If you follow these tips, you'll be okay. You'll be able to stay on track. Tip number 1, look at the menu before you go. This may sound really simple or stupid even, but truly, this helps. I do this all the time, pretty much every time I go out. I look at the menu in advance, get a gauge of the lay of the land, what kind of stuff is on this menu, and see what's going on. What I'm looking for are low carb options. I'm looking for things that aren't fried, and that alone can cut out like 75 to 80% of the menu sometimes. But it's just crucial and key. That way I'm not tempted when I get there and I'm smelling it and I'm seeing everybody else's plate to go ahead and get the fried chicken or something. I already know, hey, they've got a lot of good soup options here. They've got some salad options. Maybe they have, a chicken with 2 sides kind of thing, and I can get 2 vegetables. Start looking through that menu, trying to navigate, looking for low carbs, trying to avoid things that are fried. Just doing those 2 things will save you a lot of trouble, and I would recommend go ahead and pick now before you get to the restaurant. You don't want to hear the specials of the day. You're going to pick today, right now, before you go, what you're going to eat, and that's going to be crucial for doing step 2. Step 2, make sure to track whatever you just picked. So I'd go ahead, log it in my calorie tracker. If you're tracking your macros, calories, this kind of thing, even if you're not religiously tracking, I like to do it when I'm eating out just to look it up to get a gauge. Sometimes I don't track as religiously because my diet is pretty much the same every day. I pretty much know where I stand at this point. But when I'm going out to eat, I got no idea if they cook that in olive oil or fat or whatever. So I like to look it up so I get a gauge of, I might think I'm getting baked chicken and vegetables, but that might be 700 calories. So I look it up. I recommend that you also look it up. That way you can mitigate the damage. You can say, whoa, okay, that had a lot more calories than I thought. I'm only going to eat half. Or, okay, this is way more carbs than I intended to have. What I'll do is for dinner, I'll just have something lighter to kind of balance it out. And you can begin to, make plans to accommodate for this, okay? So make sure to track it. It's the only way you're going to know how to adjust to make up for this going out to eat. The third thing we want to do is we want to ask to substitute carbs. So sometimes you just need to ask for a substitution, and a lot of times waitresses are really great at accommodating this. They're used to people being on all kinds of crazy diets these days, so it's not like they're going to be hassled by your request for, what vegetables do you have as a side option? They'll tell you, okay? So don't be afraid to make some substitutions. If the item comes with rice or it comes with a pasta, just ask them, is there something else I can get with this instead, and see what they recommend. Most restaurants are really becoming very accommodating these days because so many people, are gluten-free, are doing some kind of keto or whatever. So usually they do have some options, and sometimes they're not always on the menu, or the waitresses are just familiar with the menu and a little more creative, and they can help you come up with something. So don't be afraid to ask. You're probably not troubling them that much. They probably get a lot more difficult questions from pickier customers. So just ask them if you can make substitutions for some of your carb items to try to get more vegetables or more protein, or just something that's going to be a little better than that. The 4th thing we want to do, if we're going someplace, like let's say it's a Mexican restaurant where there's going to be tortillas, chips, rice, you're going to be overwhelmed with carb options, or maybe it's Italian and everything's pasta and breadsticks. we're going to make a decision before we go. We're only going to have one carb. So if you know you're going to Olive Garden and you love the breadsticks, then you can have a breadstick or two. We'll do that. Track it, make sure it's okay and everything. But then for your entree, you're going to have to, get the soup and salad combo, or get something that's going to have less carbs or no carbs. They have options now with eggplant and vegetables and kebabs and things like this now on the menu. I think they have like some kind of steak medallions or something, and you can kind of substitute out and get some different things so that you're watching your carbs. So pick one. If you're eating burgers and fries, we're not having burgers and fries. We're just going to have the burger, no fries. Or if we want to have a few fries, maybe we get the small size, and then with the burger, we get the lettuce burger, or we just have no bun on it. Just got to make a few decisions. It's going to help save you so many calories. When you log that in and track it and compare the difference of just making these small little swaps, it can be huge. Even now, Chinese restaurants, like I know P.F. Chang's, even has cauliflower fried rice. These places are innovating to keep up and be able to give you guys options to help. They know everybody's doing gluten-free, keto, paleo, primal, all these different diets. There'll be a way to accommodate you, so don't be afraid. So don't be afraid to cut carbs where you can, and if you can't, if you really have a hard time, pick one. You are out with friends, I get it. Pick one. The fifth and final tip is to ask for half your plate now and half later. We all know that these restaurants give us way too much food. The portions are too big. So what we want to do is we want to cut it down in half. So you can either ask the waitress to only bring you half and then box the other half, or what I do sometimes is when they bring the plate, I literally cut it straight down the middle. Everything half and half. And then I know I'm only going to eat this half of the plate. The other half of the plate, I'm already decided I'm going to save it. This does take some discipline, because while everyone else is still talking, still eating, you will be tempted to eat the other half. So if you don't have that kind of willpower, go ahead and ask them to box it before they bring it, or like as soon as you hit that half line, go ahead and start flagging the waitress down to pack it up so that you're not tempted to keep eating and then you overeat. And you would be surprised how just cutting that meal in half can really save you so much on your calories and your nutritional intake in terms of carb intake and all these things. When you plug it in to track it, it really makes a big difference. So now we know how to navigate through the whole experience of going to the restaurant, from looking at the menu all the way to getting your to-go box. We're going to look at the menu in advance. We're going to track the meal. We're going to make substitutions if we need to. Pick only one carb. We're not going to get chips, tortillas, and rice. Only one. So pick your one carb and then ask the waitress or someone to, cut it in half for you, or you break it in half and take the other half to go. Now you got 2 meals for the price of one, and you're saving yourself a lot of trouble. It's going to help you stay on track so much, guys. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not always eating at some fancy place with a waitress and to-go boxes. Sometimes you just need something on the go, and it might be fast food, or it might be something really quick where you can run in and out. You're just going to place an order, grab it, and leave. These kind of places that are more casual, there's also things you can do to help navigate that scenario. You're going to apply some of the same things as before, maybe look at the menus in advance, look at the calories, track it, maybe only eat half. You can apply those same rules here, but I'm going to give you a few tips for places that will offer some things that will allow you to stay on your diet. The first one is fast food. Personally, I ask all my clients to eliminate any place that has a drive-through. Just take it off of your menu. You don't see it when you're driving, We're not eating any of that, okay? It's like Bird Box, all right? You don't see it. It doesn't exist. But I do understand some of my clients have really hectic lives or have kids, and it is a part of their life, and they cannot really cut it out. It's just not working for them. These are some places that I would recommend. Now, I'm not saying I recommend them. I recommend you eat at home. But if you have to, these are a few places that are gonna have options that will help you. For going through the drive-thru, I would say Chick-fil-A, of course. You can get the grilled chicken nuggets now instead of the fried chicken nuggets. You can get wraps, you can get salads. So they have some really good options on their menu, and you don't feel like you're being punished. You can avoid the fries and still do really well. So Chick-fil-A, I also recommend maybe a Wendy's. Again, you just gotta withhold on the temptation. Try not to get fries, chicken nuggets. Try to get things like they have a chili on the menu. They always have a lot of different salads and they switch them out seasonally, so it's different stuff. So they have some good options as well. They also have a baked potato if you are eating a heavier carb diet, and that's something you can work in. At least it's not fried and it's pretty filling. So that's not the worst option as compared to having the French fries and burgers and these kind of things. Another one is someplace like Subway. Subway now sometimes have drive-through, sometimes you have to go in, but they have the thin bread options, they have lots of salad options. So this is an easy one where you can just kind of go through quickly and get a salad and get out. Another one that might be similar, they don't always have a drive-through, but I think some do. Maybe I'm mistaken, but Salada is a great option for a quick, easy something to eat on the go. You go through the line, you pick out your different stuff, you end up with your custom salad, and boom, healthy, easy meal done. Now, some of these places are quick, easy meals, but they don't always have a drive-through. They're not like fast food, like Wendy's and Chick-fil-A. Some other options could be going to Chipotle. You know, that may take a little bit longer than the drive-through, but the extra 5-10 minutes is well worth it if you can really control what you're getting. I would say get the salad bowl, skip the rice, but you know, get some protein, get the beans, get some guac, enjoy it. And you can eat half of it if you don't want to eat the whole thing, and that can also help you to watch your calories. Another great place I like to go to is Zoe's. That's like a Mediterranean place, so they have lots of good options. They've got quinoa, they've got kebabs, they have a lot of Whole30 options on their menu. So there's a lot of things there that are easy. Again, it's kind of like a almost Chipotle-ish setup. Not really, you don't go through and pick items, but you know, you go up to the counter, you order, you wait maybe 10 minutes and you have your stuff and you can take it to go or you can eat there. So it's another really quick solution that's not quite as fancy formal as a restaurant, but not as casual as fast food. Another easy one, if you don't maybe know the area, is to just go to a cafe. Almost every cafe has soup, salads, wraps, sandwiches, these kinds of things. So at least you can avoid fried things. You can avoid some of the carb options by just getting the soup or a salad, something light. And they usually nowadays are pretty competitive with that. So they tend to have some fun options, some different smoothies, different things that they offer, you know, some kind of quinoa power bowls, something. The cafes are stepping up their game. So there's a lot of good options there. The last one I'm going to recommend you may not have thought of, grocery stores. Really, even if you're on your lunch break, you can go into a Walmart, Kroger, H-E-B, any of these kind of places, and they usually have kind of a cafeteria style setup somewhere by the deli or something like that, where, you know, they're selling chicken or lasagna, and they have like their own, like a little mini Luby's or something back there. They have their own little options of food, and you can quickly go back there, and usually they have something like get one meat and 2 sides, and you can go and get, you know, rotisserie chicken or grilled chicken and get some vegetables or a salad and, you know, some things like that. Make your own quick little meal and it's in and out. Just run in the store, grab a few things at the little hot deli back there, and you're out. In and out, really quick and easy. I know H-E-B now has the kind of prepared already meals that they sell, so that's a great option if you want to take something home to cook but you don't want to do all the prep. You can go and get some of their little ready to serve meals that are like, usually it's like steak and potatoes or steak and asparagus, chicken and some eggplant or something. You know, they have their little entrees already ready and you just run it through the oven for like 20 minutes and it's done. That's super easy. It tells you your calories and everything right there on the label, so you can make some really good decisions that way and you don't have to be worried about really prepping and cooking and all of the effort that goes into that. If you're sick and tired of being trapped in the kitchen cooking all the time, or if you've got a family event coming up or something for your friends, a birthday party, whatever, you don't have to feel like, oh, I can't go because I'm on a diet. You can go, you can have a great time. Now, this is my one bonus tip to this video. It's the most important part, is you cannot fall to peer pressure. That's the hardest part of going out to eat with people is that they want to pull you down, okay? They'll always say like, oh, you always get the salad, or oh, you always make healthy choices, you make us look bad, or you know, just this once you can get something good. I mean, you always eat good, you always eat good. Today's a cheat day. Don't listen to any of that. Way back when you first looked at the menu before you went out and you decided what you were going to eat, you stick to it and you prepare your mind for the fact that somebody's going to probably say something about your order. Like, oh, that sounds so healthy. I mean, aren't you going to at least have the chips or something? They're going to say something. So just prepare yourself mentally for that. Don't let it drag you down. You have a goal to accomplish and they don't. So you are going to live a different kind of lifestyle. If you're trying to go someplace that they are not trying to go, then of course you're going to have to make different decisions. It's just a natural part of the process. And don't let that make you feel bad or beat you up. And you're not trying to make them feel bad or anything. If they feel bad, that's their own thing going on. That's got nothing to do with you. You've got to be the best for yourself. So if they try to peer pressure you, you're already prepared for that. Just tell them, you know, you like what you ordered, you're happy with that order, this is what you want to have, and just carry on. Don't let them pull you down. Stick to your goals, guys. I hope this video really helps you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Try to use these tips when you go out to eat. I'd love to hear your feedback, and I want to thank you guys for watching.